welcome back. Today I am going to cover another very important judgment, that is the MC Mehta versus Union of India at the end, and I will be talking about the Relents and the Fletcher rule. Okay, that is the ruling of the strict liability. So before I start, please subscribe my channel so that you can get the regular updates. And also one more thing, I have already uploaded the judgments right from 1950 till 2020, and so many other study material I have already uploaded, so you can check the playlist. Now I will straightway come to the Relent and the Fletcher rule. Earlier also I have made another session, that is a video on the Union Carbide, that is the methyl isocyanate or Bhopal gas kand gas leak case also. So I have made the lecture on that also, you can listen it, and then it will be very easier to understand this one. Okay, so Relent and Fletcher rule is a ruling of the strict liability, which is an actually nothing but the English decision of the Relent and the Fletcher 1868. ठीक है, ये Relent and Fletcher का rule है. तो बिफोर आई स्टार्ट लेट मी टेल यू सम इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंटर्स. आई वॉन्ट टू जस्ट कैप्सुलाइज द थिंग्स. देखिए, हमने पढ़ा है पहले भोपाल गैस लीक केस को, जहाँ पर हमने देखा था ऑनरेबल जस्टिस R.S. पाठक जो थे, उन्होंने एक पॉल्यूटर्स पे प्रिंसिपल को अप्लाई किया था, और जिन्होंने बोला था कि whosoever any person who is actually creating the pollution to the natural environment is the liability will be of that person. ठीक है, that is the polluters pay principle, means the polluter has to pay. This is the reason this Union of India in the case of Union Carbide Corporation Limited वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया में यहाँ पर जो है लाइबिलिटी उन पे इम्पोज की गई थी, वट एवर द कंपनसेशन लाइक $450 US million or $350 US million, whatever the compensation was imposed. So that was just because of this principle. ठीक है, when majority opinion held the Union of India liable also. And at that point of time मैंने एक point और discuss किया था, that is the doctrine of parens patri, means it is the state who is a guardian of its citizens, means the parent of the citizen is the state and they have to take care of the citizens. Okay, in the case, and the person who is not a person or any, obviously the person subject, you can say the subject is here as the citizens. So if they are not able to take care of themselves, they cannot legally act on their own, then state has to take care of it. That is called the doctrine of पेरेंट्स पैट्री. सो ये सारी बातें हमने यूनियन कार्बाइड के केस में पूरी हमने डिस्कस करी थी, वहाँ पूरा हमने देखा था. और ऑनरेबल जस्टिस अहमदी का यहाँ वहाँ पर जो था डिसेंट ओपिनियन था, एंड ही वाज एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम वाई वी आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग द यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया लाइबल इवन दो इफ दे आर नॉट इवन द रिमोटली कनेक्टेड, बट मेजॉरिटी वाज पीपल वाज सेइंग दैट दो दे वर द माइनॉरिटी स्टेक होल्डर्स येट दे आर हेल्ड लाइबल. उनको लाइबल किया था, जबकि वहाँ पे जो जस्टिस अहमदी थे उन्होंने रेलेंड एंड फ्लेचर रूल्स को वहाँ पर फॉलो किया था. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर हम देखते हैं कि रेलेंड एंड फ्लेचर रूल क्या है. ठीक है, वहाँ से डिसेंटिंग ओपिनियन की वजह से मैंने उस जजमेंट के बारे में यहाँ डिस्कस किया. सो देखिए, इट इज़ अ रूलिंग ऑफ द स्ट्रिक्ट लाइबिलिटी. अब देखिए, स्ट्रिक्ट लाइबिलिटी और एक दो तरह की लाइबिलिटी होती है, एक होती है स्ट्रिक्ट लाइबिलिटी, एक होती है फॉल्ट बेस्ड लाइबिलिटी. तो स्ट्रिक्ट लाइबिलिटी इज अ लाइबिलिटी वेयर इवन योर एक्ट मेक यू लाइबल, your actus reus makes you liable, and there is no need to prove the intention or any criminality or whatever the things. There is no need to prove that whatever the act you have done, it is sufficient enough, that conduct is sufficient enough you to make liable बनाने के लिए. ठीक है, that is called the strict liability. Just in a short, in a capsulized form I am telling. तो यहाँ पे रूलिंग ऑफ स्ट्रिक्ट लाइबिलिटी है. अब इसमें होता क्या है कि इसमें इस स्पेसिफिक केस में ये लेट डाउन किया गया था कि भाई anyone, कोई भी व्यक्ति, whosoever in the course of non-natural use of land, repeating, non-natural use of land accumulates thereon for his own purpose anything likely to do mischief, if it escapes is answerable for all the direct damage thereby caused. मतलब नॉन नेचुरल यूज़ को समझते हैं पहले. जैसे कि मानते हैं हमारे घर में हमें एक एलपीजी या एलपीजी के या जो भी हमारे सिलेंडर्स होते हैं उनको हमने एक या दो को रखा हुआ है, जो हम कुकिंग के लिए जनरली हाउस होल्ड्स में यूज़ करते हैं. बट इफ़ समबडी इज़ कीपिंग 10, 5, 7 वट एवर द नंबर, इवन मोर दैन 10, और जितने भी वो सिलेंडर को एक्यूमुलेट करे या कलेक्ट करके रखते हैं, तो दैट इज़ अ नॉन नेचुरल यूज़ ऑफ लैंड, बिकॉज इट मे अकर डैमेज इन द फ्यूचर. मे बी अर्थक्वेक आ जाए या फायर हो जाए बिल्डिंग में, सो इट कैन रिजल्ट इन टू द डेंजर टू द लाइफ ऑफ अदर पीपल. दिस इज़ अ नॉन नेचुरल यूज़ ऑफ लैंड. एक और एग्जांपल लेते हैं, जैसे somebody is bringing the python snake, poisonous snake or cobra snake to his land, and if that snake or python escapes and It can be because it is dangerous to the life of people, so it is a non-natural use of land. Putting a tiger or ferocious dog or animal to the premise, so this is all on non-natural use of land. ठीक है, तो आपको क्लियर हो गया होगा. तो whosoever is doing so and if it escapes and causes the mischief or damage, तो you will be liable to pay damage. आपको damages pay करने पड़ेंगे, and whatever the consequence will be that you will be answerable to that. This is what called the non-natural use of land or the Rowland and Fletcher rule. But there is an exception. What is the exception? Let me tell you. There are some exceptions to this rule. Means if the plaintiff's own default, अगर मान लेते plaintiff का खुद का ही कोई default है, if he is itself in default, so how can he claim the compensation? First thing, act of God. This is a very good. This is called vis major, and this was given by Honorable Justice Blackburn, always Justice Blackburn. Obviously, it is act of God. जैसे कि अर्थ को है कि कोई thunderstorm की वजह से कुछ हो जाए, ठीक है, तो you can take the defenses here. These are the defenses you can say. Another is the consent of the plaintiff. Consent of the plaintiff means plaintiff himself consented for, okay, you put this here, and if it happens, any wrong happens, then how can you claim? तो प्लेंटिफ नहीं क्लेम कर सकता क्योंकि प्लेंटिफ का खुद का कंसेंट था वहाँ पर. एक्ट ऑफ थर्ड पार्टी, एनी स्ट्रेंजर, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट स्ट्रेंजर समथिंग हैपेंड, देन इवन देयर इज अ डिफेंस. स्टैट्यूटरी अथॉरिटी, if by the in persons of any statutory authority or that thing, so if anything happens, then again a defense is available. So these are 5 exceptions to this strict rule. Is it clear? Now let me come to the MC Mehta versus Union of India, that is 1986. This is very important because here the Honorable Justice P.N. Bhagwati ji really had given a beautiful thing, that is the concept of absolute liability, the deep pocket theory, and there are a few things I want to add. This is extra. The Honorable Justice P.N. Bharti also came up with the public interest litigation. Honorable Justice V. Krishna Iyer, they came up with this concept, that is the public interest litigation also. So a lot of things you can see how beautifully our judicial system, the judicial activism also came up into existence. So now let's come back to the session. The MC Mehta versus Union of India I was talking about. So here the author is the Honorable Justice P.N. Bhagwati. Okay. Now petitioner obviously MC Mehta ji हैं, respondent Union of India है. Date of the judgment is 2012 December, that is December 1986. This is the bench you can see. Now after this is the basically famously known as the Shri Ram Food and Fertilizer Gas. The aftermath of the oleum gas leak from the Shri Ram Food and Fertilizer Limited Complex, Delhi. This gas leaked again occurred soon after the infamous Bhopal gas leak, जो भी मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बात करी थी उसका यू कैन चेक द प्लेलिस्ट, आई हैड ऑलरेडी मेड इट. तो उस केस में जो भोपाल गैस कांड हुआ था उसके बाद ये केस हुआ. So this again created a lot of panic in Delhi, and one person died in this incident and few were hospitalized. Means again there was a havoc in the city. It was very dangerous for the people to live obnoxious atmosphere. Again this incident is happening. So Honorable Justice P.N. Bhagwati came up with a new concept of the absolute liability and this concept of the deep pocket theory. Deep pocket theory का मतलब if you are earning more, your liability is more to pay. If you are responsible for any act, a consequence is there. So if you, for example, there are 2 persons, they are equally, they are A and B, they are person who are jointly liable to pay compensation, and if A is earning 100 and B is earning say 10 rupees, then because A is earning 100 rupees, he has to pay more compensation than B. Means this is a deep pocket theory. The establishment who is earning more has to pay more, in short, in a concise manner, deep pocket theory. So deep pocket theory was there, and the Honorable Supreme Court while deciding the oleum gas leak case in Delhi found strict liability woefully inadequate है, वो obviously inadequate है, and to protect the citizens' right in any industrialized economy like India obviously, so they replaced it with the absolute liability principle. से उन्होंने इसे replace कर दिया. And finally we have the new concept. So no more the Rowland of Fletcher rule is applied and the concept of absolute liability comes. Okay. Now as a also the Honorable Supreme Court of India judge Honorable Justice P.N. Bhagwati introduced the concept of public interest litigation. मैंने पहले बोला absolute liability to the Indian judicial system, and he is therefore held along with the Honorable Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer to have pioneered judicial activism in the country. So we have covered another very important judgment, 2 judgments, and quickly. So this is very important. Thank you for listening. God bless to everyone and best wishes. Please subscribe the channel so that you can regularly get an update.